Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us here today. I want to thank our partners, Lake Sumter State College and United Southern Bank. Today's program, we have the Leesburg Lightning with us. We got Coach Rich Billings along with Team President Tyler Brandenburg on with us as well. We'll be talking to some players later on. Collin Priest and Tanner Walker with us as well. Guys, welcome to the program. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. In unison. So it's very exciting this year. You guys are coming off of course, the championship last year. You come into 2024, and you guys are having one heck of a season. I'll start off with Coach. Coach, can you tell us sort of how your season's going so far?
We are 15-10. We are in first place right now. I think we're tied for first with Winter Garden, but we are starting to figure some stuff out and playing well when it really matters. So it's been an exciting season so far, and I think it'll be an exciting finish.
Well, it's been an exciting few years for you. You obviously now in your 10th year coaching here at Leesburg. Explain to us, you've seen a lot of change the last couple of years. Yeah. I mean, Pat Thomas, the stadium renovations over there, the team, the camaraderie, not only that, but the fans as well. Yeah. I think Leesburg is one of the top places to play for these collegiate summer league players.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been an awesome experience. And I always, people ask me, how long am I going to do it? And my answer is usually, I'll do it until I don't love it anymore. And right now I still love it. So I love Leesburg. I love the Lightning. My family loves the Lightning. The players that I get to coach are awesome. Not only are they great players, but they're really good kids too, and so that makes it all worth it. It's because it's a lot of nights away from home, and so when you get a chance to be around good people, you learn. I'm also a college coach, and so I learn a lot from the players that come from other college programs. I learn a lot from their coaches as well. So it's a really neat experience, and it's something I'm really blessed to get to do.
Yeah, you're not just the coach for the Leesburg Lightning. You coach Lake Sumter State College, and that program has grown by leaps and bounds as well. Talk about the work you're doing over there.
Yeah, coming off a really good year. We won 26 games. It's been a long time since we've won that many games. We were nationally ranked for a couple of weeks in the spring, and so we're definitely headed in the right direction. We've got great leadership and just hired a new athletic director, Patrick McNeil, who is doing a fantastic job. We're really lucky to have him as well. Yeah,
Patrick, we had him on the program just a couple of weeks ago. Really exciting what's going over there at Lake Sumter State College. Want to bring in Tyler. Tyler, you've been around since the beginning of this program, and you're the team president. You've seen this program grow over the summer. What is the benefit of having a program like this in the area?
It's just so much fun to do, Kyle. This is year 18 for us. City's been really supportive since the beginning. We obviously couldn't do it without them. You touched on the renovations that they've made to the stadium the last couple of years that have just been a total game changer for us. But Leesburg's just such a good place for baseball. Rich minor league history back in the 60s and 70s, and just trying to revive that and use Pat Thomas more than just as a high school field, get more year-round play out of it. So the Lightning's been a heck of a journey. Started back in 2007 by my dad and a few others, and have just had the opportunity to watch it grow over the years, and just excited to still be a part of it and play a small part in making it successful.
What's been your favorite part? I mean, obviously the championship last year was a lot of fun to be a part of, to see you guys be able to win that. What's been the best part about working for the Lightning?
It's been the players over the years, no doubt. Coach has done such a fantastic job putting together a roster of high-quality ball players, but also high-quality men, and just watching them come through, become a part of our community. We've had a lot of local talent the last several years. That's been cool to see, to give them an opportunity to play high-quality collegiate baseball back at home, but also bring others in that aren't familiar with Leesburg or Central Florida, really, and show them what this community has to offer. Our host family program has been incredible since the beginning. So just the relationships that these players have made with host families, and just staying in touch with them, and just seeing them be successful has just been such a privilege to be a part of.
I'm from the New England area, so we have what's called the Cape Cod Baseball League up there. So I'm used to this type of summer league and seeing these kids develop. What's been the most rewarding part about seeing these kids? I mean, a lot of these kids are Division I college athletes that come down here. You've coached some players that have wound up in the minor leagues, MLB even. What is the most beneficial part about this league?
For the players, it's just it's an opportunity for them to get reps. We get a lot of players that maybe redshirted the previous year. Maybe they didn't get as many reps. They didn't get as many at bats. Maybe they didn't get as many innings on the mound as they wanted to get. And so this gives them an opportunity to do that and to go back to their 4-year schools or even their 2-year schools. We get a lot of junior college guys as well, and to be more of an impact guy, to improve over the summer. And that's what it's really all about, is getting them the opportunity to get better.
Yeah. Tyler, you've seen a lot of guys come through the program, get better. Do you have any really good stories about anybody through the years that has really benefited from the Leesburg Lightning program?
I think a great one's our fan favorite now, Gabe Santiago. This is year 3 with Gabe, and Gabe's always been just a high energy, really solid ball player since day one. He brings it every single night, and the fans recognize that. So as he comes back every single year, just seeing that fandom of Gabe continue to grow, and just the way that he is really bought into Leesburg and Leesburg has bought into him. He's a darn good ball player, and a really good ambassador for this program. And guys like that, I mean, there's countless guys like that have come through, but recently, Gabe would certainly be the top of that list.
You also sent a couple of guys to the All-Star game, the Florida Collegiate Summer League All-Star game that got rained out a couple of nights, but eventually they were able to get it in. Talk about the importance of that, and getting these guys on a big stage like that, being invited to an All-Star game. We had Collin that took part in the home run derby. Let's talk about a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was a great night. When we finally did get it in, we had to move it over to Stetson, which is a great place to play. A little tough on the home run derby because it's just a big ballpark, so there weren't a ton of home runs hit. I think 2 won it for each round. So, but it was a lot of fun getting to see Collin, and Orlando Pena also competed in that. Those are our home run leaders this summer. I think Orlando's got 4 and Collin's got 3. So that was really fun to watch them. Collin's dad threw to him in the home run derby, so that was really special. And then getting to see all of our players compete in the All-Star game after that was awesome too. Just to get them for them to get a chance to go out there and just do what they do, and to not have to worry about, I gotta execute here, I gotta get a bunt down, or I gotta steal a base. That pressure's off, and there's just it's a chance for them to just go and play the game and have some fun. So it was really cool as a coach to get to witness that for our guys.
And we have a lot of a couple of guys that are local as well. We're going to be talking to some of those guys later on. We got Collin from Mount Dora Christian Academy, graduate about 2 years ago, and then of course we're going to be talking with Tanner Walker, who's a graduate of Eustis High School. So it's really cool, I think, to see some of the local guys come back, whether they're at college or wherever they're at, to come back. And then you see a lot of fanfare with them as well. I think that's really a unique thing.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody knows Collin, from his success in high school, and then, obviously had a really good year his freshman year at Michigan, and is on his way to Clemson now. And so everybody's followed that really closely. But even guys like Tanner Walker. Tanner was a member of our Lightning team a couple years ago, and to see the improvement that he's made, not just on the mound, but he's gained a little personality over the last couple years as well. And that's something that I've really enjoyed. I've gotten to know him a little bit. And, a lot of these guys bring a lot of different characteristics to the team, but personality is one of the most fun things that I think they provide for our ball club. So, it's awesome to get to see those guys and to get to know them a little better.
Has there been a player that has come through that has just blown you away? Like, you've been doing this for 10 years. I mean, there's players on the squad right now, and you've been around a while. Is there any player that stands out compared to the rest of them?
Yeah, we had an outfielder that played with us for a little bit back in 2020, I think it was. His name was Von Brown from Florida Southern, and he played for us up until the draft because he got drafted in the 10th round by the Giants. Mm-hmm. And he might be the best player that I've ever coached. He was an outfielder, and he was a 5-tool player. He could run, he could throw, he hit for power, he hit for average, and just one of the most humble kids you will ever meet in your life. He's still playing. He's in AA right now with the Giants, so he's doing really, really well.
I think that's one of the coolest things is that guys come through the program and you're able to see guys develop and eventually, hopefully one day, make it to the MLB. One of the great things about Leesburg, too, is the fans that come out and support, definitely during the championship, the playoffs, just the entire season, the amount of support that you get. And I think that's due to letting the fans basically in for free. And they come around with a bucket during the game. Of course, they appreciate any generosity, of course. But I think that that's a really good way to get people into Pat Thomas Stadium.
Yeah, it's been the intentions day one. Our founders were big on that, and the league was big on that, and it's still big on that, on being family-friendly entertainment all summer long. So between our partnership with the city of Leesburg, local sponsors and businesses and organizations help us out a great deal. You'll see their names on the outfield fence, and then the generosity of our fans make it so we can keep Leesburg baseball free. We're the only team in the league that doesn't charge admission. I get on the other teams in the league all the time like, hey, this is a great model. And they'll tell us, oh, we've got the fans for it and the community. And yeah, we've got a great community for Leesburg. But if you give fans a high quality product that they can access for free, that's not going to break the bank to bring their family to over the summer, people will show up. And the quality of baseball will speak for itself. And once they get in there and see it, they're hooked. So it's been a really successful model for us that allows us to be successful and keep it going. And we hope to keep doing that for a long time moving forward.
Yeah, we definitely hope so. And we hope that you're able to make a run in the playoffs coming up here, too. We're going to be talking to Collin Priest. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Collin Priest is going to be on the program. I want to thank you for coming on as well, Tyler.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, Collin Priest will be with us next.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us. Right now, we're joined on the program by head coach Rich Billings for the Leesburg Lightning and Collin Priest, who's a first baseman playing for the Leesburg Lightning. And you just committed to Clemson, so we're really excited for that. Collin actually is a former player for Mount Dora Christian Academy as well. Collin, thanks for coming on to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Collin, what a year you had. 11 home runs at the University of Michigan this season. It was a fantastic year to see you to go to work, and you became, I believe, the all-time leadingest freshman for home runs up there at the University of Michigan. How did that season go for you?
Yeah, it was a really, really fun season. I mean, I grew a lot as a player, but also just a lot as like a person. I mean, just a lot to learn from that one season. The coaches really helped me out.
Yeah, they definitely help you out. And you're a graduate of Mount Dora Christian Academy as well. So it was really good to see a local guy in Lake County be able to go to play D1 ball. And now you're making the transition down to Clemson. What made that decision, and what makes you head to Clemson?
So the decision really was made by wanting to come closer to home. My family means a lot to me. They're my biggest support system. So just the fact that I can come closer to home, they can come out to more games or just come out more in general is what really led that decision.
And it's great to see the family support because he gets a lot at the Leesburg Lightning games. Talk about Collin and what he means to the team.
Oh, man. It's special to watch him play. You know, he's in the lineup every single night. He never comes out. So, you know, I think that speaks for itself. But, you know, you hear him, you hear how humble he is, just what a good human being he is, and he's everything that I would want a Leesburg Lightning player to be when it comes to his attitude and his work ethic and just the way he conducts himself. I mean, we talk about professionalism all the time. That's what I ask these guys, you know, daily, like, hey, be professionals. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he is the consummate professional.
He looks like a professional playing out there. You have a 269 average so far this season, this summer, 13 RBIs and 3 home runs so far. So you're having a great season. What is it like to play for Rich Billings and the Leesburg Lightning?
It's just been a lot of fun. I mean, Coach Billings is an amazing coach. It's been a great time playing for him. Really pushes us to become the best player we can be every single day. And then the atmosphere at the home games is just amazing with all the fans coming out. Really makes us play our best game even when we don't feel like it that day.
Yeah, we just talked about that with Tyler as well. Having the fans come out and having that support is just fantastic. And it must really drive home the fact that Leesburg's a special place to play. It's been building the last 10 years, and we're at a point where you're coming off of a championship season. It must be great to coach guys like this and just have the team that you have, Coach.
Oh, yeah. And one of the big parts, I think, one of the biggest parts of my job is helping them to understand the importance of the relationship between our team and the fans and the community. Is such an important part of what we do. That the fans are a huge part of the Leesburg Lightning organization. And it's tough because at Pat Thomas Stadium, you got to bring it every single night, and you can kind of get accustomed to playing in front of big crowds, and you can get spoiled by that. But these other teams that come in here don't get to play in front of 1,000 fans a night, and so everybody that comes into Pat Thomas to play us is excited to be there, and so we got to show up every night because if we don't, that other team gets that adrenaline boost from playing in front of such big crowds, and so you got to keep them ready to go.
Yeah, Collin's probably used to some big crowds up there at the University of Michigan, coming down to Clemson, which is going to be really exciting for you. What is your favorite thing? You've been playing baseball for a while now. What's your favorite thing about playing baseball?
Honestly, it's just the daily grind. Like, you can have a really bad game last night and you get to come out the next day and you can have a really good game, and almost balances out. It's like really humbling experience, and it's just what keeps me going.
What's it mean to play in front of your family and friends here too? Because this, you obviously were in Michigan. Not everybody could travel and everything like that, but you played your ball just right down the road at Mount Dora Christian Academy, and now they get to come and see you play at Leesburg. Must be really special for you.
Yeah, it's really cool just being able to see like friends, family, just come out and be able to watch me play. Where last year, like you said, I was in Michigan where they couldn't. So I think it's just really cool experience for them to come out, and also just like some of the younger kids at Mount Dora Christian come out and watch me, and it's just, they learn a lot, and it's really cool.
Now that you are in not just a leadership role, you're going to be a sophomore at Clemson, but you have a lot of kids that look up to you as well on Mount Dora Christian Academy, and really the entire Lake and Sumter County community. To see a guy like you succeed and get a scholarship to a Division I college, that must mean a lot to you. What is your advice to young guys?
I would just say, just work harder than you did yesterday. I mean, you're going to get a lot of opportunities and a lot of days where you don't feel like working hard, but just putting in an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes can set you ahead of someone else that might just be a similar skill level to you.
That's sound advice from a guy that is such a young guy still, but he plays and he sounds older than he is. Rich, what is it like to have a guy with those philosophies on the team?
Well, it's really cool because I will tell you, a lot of guys, it would be easy for them to say that, but I think it's a totally different thing for them to live it. And Collin doesn't just talk it. He goes every day to hit. He shows up to work every single day, and that's hard. I mean, it's 105 degrees out there when we show up, and and sometimes it gets hotter, and then it rains or lightnings, and we got to sit there for an hour, and it's hard to stay locked in some nights. But just the way he carries himself, the way he works, the example that he sets for the other players. And then for the kids in our community, I mean, the kids that come to the Lightning games, absolutely, they love all these guys, but they love Collin Priest. And so it's really, really rewarding to, it's nice to see him get that. And I think he deserves it.
Coaches tend to give back to the community, and really, in a lot of ways, you're giving back to the community by letting these kids see that there is an opportunity to get to the Division I level. There is an opportunity for me. And it's not just you. It's Keon Ellis, the basketball player for Leesburg. He was able to play for the Sacramento Kings. Trey Mann for the Villages, playing with the Charlotte Hornets. Things like that, I think, really are helpful for children and student athletes developing in our area to see that there is a path forward for me. How important is that to you?
It's really important. I mean, being able to take something that you love so much to the next level provides opportunities that you don't think are even possible until, honestly, it just happens to you. And being able to look up to someone that's made that path makes it think it's more possible than you could ever think it could be.
Absolutely. And that's so well said, Coach. As far as you go, he talks about family. You have family on the team as well. You play, you coach with your dad. How has that been the last couple of years?
That's awesome. It's something really special that we get to share. He loves it. And, I love having him in the dugout. He does a great job. He's really, really dependable. And I think the coolest thing about having him in the dugout is that he doesn't care about getting credit for anything. And I think that's what makes somebody a really, really good, not just assistant coach, but a good coach in general. He's not here for the credit. And so he'd just assume somebody else get it. And that's just the kind of person that he is. So I'm really, really fortunate to get to spend the time on the baseball field that I get to spend with him.
Absolutely terrific. Collin, we wish you the best of luck with the rest of this summer season. We're looking forward to what you're going to be doing at Clemson next season. Very exciting for you. Do you have any words of advice for any other kids that are coming through that might be young kids looking to get an opportunity?
I would just say, just work really hard. I mean, you don't get these opportunities every day, and when you can go out on the field and just give it your all, just do it. I mean, there's nothing else to really be said.
Absolutely, and you're doing it, man. You got the scholarship to Clemson, and we can't wait to see what you do next season. So thank you for coming on to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a short break. We got Tanner Walker coming on. He's a Eustis graduate, currently goes to Florida A&M, and we're going to be talking with him next on the Sports Hub. Are you ready for your future to take flight? Whether you're graduating high school or looking to level up, Lake Sumter State College offers affordable degrees and certificates that will punch your ticket to success in a rewarding career. Plus, with programs like Direct Connect to UCF, your opportunities with LSSC are endless. So, what are you waiting for? Join us in Leesburg, Claremont, Sumterville, Four Corners, or online. Learn more at lssc.edu. Hey everybody, we are back on the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us. We're talking with the Leesburg Lightning baseball team today. We're talking with Coach Rich Billings, and right now we got Tanner Walker on with us. And Tanner, I want to thank you for coming on to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Tanner's a graduate of Eustis High School. You currently attend the Florida A&M University over there. Really exciting things you got going on. You're entering your senior season, of course, with big plans on the horizon. Let's talk about the last couple of years, though. You joined the Leesburg Baseball Club in 2022, and then took a year off, and now I guess he begged himself to come back onto the team. Let's talk about the last couple of years and what we're looking forward to coming into your senior season.
So I started out my freshman year. I went to St. Petersburg College and just had an okay season and decided that I wanted to transfer somewhere else. So I transferred to St. John's River State, which actually plays Coach Billings' team, and learned a lot there. The head coach, Ross Jones, just taught me everything I know now and became a much better player. And then he sent me to the Valley League, learned a lot there too, made a lot of really good friends there, and got a chance to play at Florida A&M, and here we are now playing for the Lightning again.
Which is really exciting. I mean, Florida A&M is a great program, and obviously you have sent a lot of different guys off to a lot of different areas. But what does Tanner bring to the team?
Tanner, we have a pretty unique relationship. he was not the most exciting guy to coach the first time around. Had to check to see if he was breathing sometimes. But he's really developed just into a fun guy to have in the clubhouse. Always smiling, always the same. He's always consistent. He's consistent in the clubhouse with his demeanor and his attitude, but he's extremely consistent on the mound too. And he's been really, really good for us this summer. In fact, I would probably say that from his first summer with the Lightning, he's probably been one of the most improved pitchers that I've ever had in the 10 years that I've done this. From 2022 to 2024, he's just improved so much. And I would also credit a lot of that to Ross Jones, who is a great coach. I will back him on that at St. John's River. He just does a fantastic job with his kids.
What's been the biggest part of you that you've learned the last couple of years that have gotten you to improve so much? Because I was looking at your statistics. This year, you only have a 3 ERA, looking really good. I believe you have a almost, I think, leading the league in strikeouts or something like that. He's having a monster year. 3 straight games where you haven't given up a run as well. What's been the thing that you've worked on to improve so much?
So you've been working on this your whole life, pretty much. Everybody that's been playing for this long, they know what they got, and you got to go out there and trust your stuff. And some days you don't have it, and, you just got to say, so what? There's a kid on our FAMU team. His name's Ty Jackson. He's actually playing for the HBCU Classic this week. Plays for the Bananas now, too.
Yeah.
He's a cool kid, but every time we get back on the bus, whether we win or whether we lost, like we could win by 20 runs, he'd say, so what, man? And so that attitude got me to thinking, like, so what? You got to think about the next game. If you make a bad pitch, so what? You get another pitch. You get another game, so what?
You also have Trey Kraft that's going to be joining you this upcoming season. He's an exciting Umatilla player that committed to Florida A&M, so we're excited about that. Coach, looking at this guy's improvements, you say he's one of the most improved players you've ever coached. Is there anything during these 2 months that these guys are together playing in the league that you can improve on, and things that you coach and that you see? I mean, 2 months isn't a ton of time to coach a team, but what do you work on mostly with these guys to help them improve?
So much of it is their mental approach. You're not going to change a whole lot physically with them. You got to keep in mind they're not your players, so it's not really your job to change their swings or change their mechanics. If we do, it's really just small tweaks that we will maybe suggest, and they have to buy into it and they have to want to do it. But so much of it is just the mental part of it. Maybe giving them something to think about before they go out on the mound, or while they're out on the mound, maybe taking a trip to taking a mound visit and giving them something to maybe refocus them, or to get them a little bit more locked in, or to maybe make them relax a little bit. And so it's things like that. It's the mental part of it, I think, that we try to really have the biggest impact with these guys.
Yeah. As far as the hometown crowds go and everything like that, you obviously played your ball in Eustis High School and played under Coach Burgess over there, who's now the athletic director for Eustis High School. Tony Thomas, now the head coach over there at Eustis. What does it mean to play in this Lake County community? I mean, you've played all around, but now being able to come back and play a summer league here in Lake County, that must mean a lot to you to play in front of family and friends.
I mean, it's awesome. When we do pass the bucket, I always volunteer to do it, just to go up and see all the familiar faces, give hugs, high fives, everything. And it means everything to see people and be able to play in front of them, everybody that you know and known for a long time.
What's one of the biggest things that you've learned personally from Coach Rich Billings? He's been around the league and around baseball for a long time. What is something that you've learned from Coach Billings?
Just to go out there and do it, don't think about it too much and just get it done.
Both of your guys have said similar things. Go out and do it. I mean, I know it's the summer league, but these guys, I guess there's no other really way to do it, but just to go out and make it happen, Coach.
Yeah, well, you said it just a few minutes ago. You know, you get 2 months with these guys, and so you don't have time to make these big elaborate changes to their game. And so really it is about just giving them something simple and saying, all right, go do it. So yeah, I mean, that hits it on the head right there. I think it sounds simple and very uncomplicated, but it kind of is.
So you being the coach for Lake Sumter State College, you get to see a lot of talent during the season. And obviously this is a talent that you were able to see, and eventually he ended up joining the team. Do you get a lot of that through the years of guys that you coach during the spring season that want to come on later during the summer?
I can take players from Lake Sumter that have graduated. And so if they're a freshman coming into their sophomore year and they're coming back to Lake Sumter, they're not allowed to play for me. But oddly enough, I get a lot of guys that I recruit that tell me no. They go other places. I mean, I recruited Tanner a couple of times and he told me no a couple of times. And, obviously it worked out. And I think, you can hold a grudge against those guys for that, or you can move on and say, well, no, I would love to have him on the Lightning. Yeah. So that's what I've chosen to do. And it has worked out really, really well, because not only have we had some good teams, but I've developed some really, really good relationships with kids that I think it would be easy to just kind of write them off because they didn't want to come play for me at Lake Sumter. But it's not, it's not about that.
And so you talk about writing players off. Nobody's writing Tanner off. Tanner's fought through a lot of, I'm sure, adversity in his career, but you keep fighting forward, and you want to play in the MLB and at the next level. You intend to enter the MLB draft after your senior year in 2025. What has that been like the last couple of years, having to fight through adversity and all of these things? There's a lot of noise that people make. What is the art of fighting through adversity and getting better and better as you have, and now you're one of the top players on the Leesburg baseball team?
So the biggest thing that I had to work through was COVID. The year before my class was the year that got an extra COVID year. So coming into my freshman year, I'm playing with 26-year-olds, and they're all like 6 years older than me, and I'm like, okay, like I got to fight to get their spot, like we're fighting for the same spot. So that just made me work harder. Like I want to be the guy out there. And they got 6 more years of knowledge, so I got to work even harder to get caught up on all that.
Yeah. We've come a long way since COVID. I mean, that was a heck of a time. I mean, for you, for Collin, for Tyler, for all of us, that was a very challenging time. What was the most challenging time during that? And what do you take, what do you enjoy and take for granted now that you didn't have back then during the COVID days?
Oh man. So for me, it's kind of simple, but anytime I get a chance to get out of my car and go into a place, like go into a business, like even the bank, like you can drive through, and do what you got to do and see one of the tellers, but I always choose to go in. And I think that was one of the things that before it was taken away, I really took it for granted, just having that face-to-face with people, having the interactions. And so anytime I get a chance to interact with people, I try to do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And for you personally, you're coming into your senior year. I gotta ask you, what is your advice to guys that are coming through? A lot of guys for Eustis, even in the Lake County community, we ask Collin this. What is your advice to these guys? Because a lot of them look up to players like you that are playing at the D1 level and are playing in the NCAA. It's so important to let them see that, let them know that there's a path forward. What's your advice to these young guys?
So I'd say keep working hard, keep chasing the dream, play as long as you can. It's all gonna end one day. Work as hard as you can for it, and like I said earlier, so what? I mean, you'll get another game.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up over the mental side of the game. That's the biggest part. Definitely have to have confidence with what you do. I mean, you're good. you'll be all right.
Absolutely. Well said, Tanner. And Coach, one final question for you. What makes a successful season for you, whether you win the championship, whether you don't? What is a successful season, regardless of what happens for you personally?
Man, a lot of times, honestly, it's the number of kids that want to come back, and regardless of why they want to come back, whether it's because we won a lot or whether it's because they had a really great host family or, they got to know people in our community. It doesn't really matter to me why they want to come back. I just want them to want to come back. And so a lot of it I judge based on that. It's not necessarily about the wins and the losses.
Yeah. And looking forward to the rest of the season for you guys as well. Hopefully Leesburg can make a run in the playoffs here and stay at the top of the standings for you guys, and looking forward to great things as the rest of the season moves along. Tanner, I want to thank you for coming on to the program as well.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, I want to thank Tyler Brandenburg, Collin Priest, along with Tanner for coming on to the program with us, Tanner Walker and Coach Rich Billings. Appreciate you guys coming on to the program. Want to thank our partners, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics, as well as Lake Sumter State College and United Southern Bank. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub Podcast.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.